Good evening, good morning, good day, everyone. Welcome to the Cluster API AWS office hours on the 13th of April 2026. Just a reminder, we abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which basically boils down to be nice to each other. We usually use the raise hands feature if we want to talk. As there's only 4 of us currently, I think we will probably do away with that formality and just unmute ourselves and talk. Obviously, if you still want to raise your hand, still happy to also do that as well. If you could add your name to the list of attendees, that would be wonderful. And also, if there are any topics you would like to discuss, if you could also add that as well. I'll give like 30 seconds to do that. Mike, I just saw you join. So I was just going to say, I said earlier that we could do away with the formality of raise hands, as there's only a small number of us, but also if people do want to still want to raise hands, they can do that as well. Cool. Alrighty. So there's one PSA for this week is the project's AI policy has merged. So if you haven't seen that, it's largely in line with the upstream Kubernetes AI policy. If people have seen that or not, so basically it boils down to a few things. Is you as a human are responsible for all of your AI generated code, so you must understand it fully. That bit there that Daniel shared, that comes straight from the Kubernetes policy. Don't use AI to generate pull request descriptions, because that proves that you understand the code and things like that. But apart from that, it's fairly liberal, and you have to state if you have used AI, just so that reviewers know that we don't get any drive-by PRs that are just purely generated by AI, and there's no engagement from whoever is putting those up. So it's not too onerous in that respect. So there is the AI policy that's referenced in the contributor guide. And the other thing in the pull request template, if you actually look at here, there's a section for AI usage, just to declare if you've used it, and obviously a checkbox as well. So nothing too much. Obviously, we can iterate on this over time, but largely we're staying in line with upstream Kubernetes. Cool. So moving on to the agenda, Fike, you have the first one.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm in a train right now, but I think the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the flaky tests with regards to the release, and if there's any way to identify exactly what tests are flaky so we could create the proper issues for them. From my understanding, Damiano looked into all of them, and I think it has to do with this load balancer issue. Yeah, I just wanted to.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
Yeah, I think the major question is how do we get past this, either by properly solving it or at least working around it so we can continue working. Because at least for me, it's like I cannot get a pass for my PR just because of that. And I know the rest is kind of looks good, right? So I don't know how we pretend or we intend to move forward.
Yeah, I know Damiano has some. I think it was in the last meeting he covered a few of the potential solutions, didn't he? And the recent Slack message where he did explore essentially mutating the cloud init when we provision machines to do some extra stuff, but that is kind of quite brittle.
Yeah. Yeah, my understanding is that it's brittle and it also doesn't like it doesn't get applied to users. So when some user, so the tests would pass and then a user would try to do the same and it wouldn't work because he wouldn't have that extra config, right? So, and
Yeah.
what he said was that to to fix this at a core CAPI level, so maybe we should open an issue or just directly submit something there. I don't know.
Andres, you go first before I respond.
Yeah, I mean, this needs to be fixed on the kube ADM level because it needs to wait or it needs to retry, right? And the maintainers basically say, no, we're not gonna add some feature like that. So the users have to take care that the load balancer is ready. And I've seen many other cases, like totally apart from this topic, where kube ADM just should have retried and then everything would have worked. Like for many other cases, not just for creating the config. Um, Maybe we can push that a little more and ask because like I'm just totally missing that here and there and everywhere in KubeADM, like some form of retry. Um, Otherwise, I'm not sure we can put it. Probably Damiano knows best. Um, if it should be a pre-kube ADM command, then yeah, it needs to probably go into CAPI as a core feature. And he also had this cap G fix. We just talked about this one, which yeah, it is brittle. I don't like it very much, and it doesn't apply to all the other providers. So if we can fix it in CAPI, that would be nice.
Yeah, so when this was raised in the capping meeting, there was significant pushback from Lubomir on making changes to KubeADM. He was dead against it. So yeah, and I thought we were also going to reintroduce the DNS check to make sure that the load balancer was responding before continuing on. Can't
He
remember if
did. He
he
did
did.
reintroduce that check, but it didn't fix everything. I mean, the thread that Borja started kind of goes into the more technical details of it, but
Yeah.
just introducing the check doesn't fix the problem, unfortunately.
Kind of strange. This happening not all of a sudden, but we've lived with this for quite a long, years.
It seems like a known issue. I found an AWS load balancer controller issue, like where they talked to the AWS team and they kind of admitted that NLP had this problem for a while and they made some improvements in the timing for registering instances, but it's not that much better by now. That was a 2021 issue, I think. So
Okay.
it is to be expected still. By the way, we are using ELPs still. We didn't migrate, so we don't have this issue. We only have to wait for the DNS, and that's enough for us.
And Andreas, did you also suggest that we could, or someone that we could just also query the listeners as well? So do DNS check and also query that we have a healthy listener on the load balancer.
Not
Yeah.
sure how much I'm right here. So the DNS check is not enough, and
No,
Damiano.
Damiano said that that's not the part that is problematic.
Yeah, it's the
So
registration. So if registration takes too long, then kubeadm times out, and there's nothing in between, unless you do a pre-kube ADM command that does some sort of waiting. And I think there we can probably inject like wait for healthy, wait for registered, whatever we have available in the API or something. Not sure. And since we're on the instance where we run the script, now it's lowered here. I'm not even sure if we have access to the AWS API at that time, but probably just to networking. So I'm not really sure what to do.
it's a good question.
Maybe we need to just arrange another call, maybe this week so Damiano can be there as well and just focus on this specific issue. I'll take that as an action item.
Yeah, and likely we have to bring, like Damiano said, we likely have to bring it up to core CAPI sync and then see if there's a way we can get something out there so that we on this side can can do these checks, right?
All right, I'll take that as an action item, and I'll ping Damiano and see if we can arrange it either tomorrow or for the Wednesday CABI meeting, so that we can arrange it, raise it there if needed.
That sounds good. I mean, just one other thing, like this is holding up the release for
Yeah.
Kappa. So I guess this is not an action item. It's a bit of a tangent from the original thing, but can we make a decision on what can be released and what? Because we have the stuff in main now, but the CAPI 112 support that Bor has worked on, I mean, it seems mostly good besides those tests flaking. I at some point I've seen all of them pass in different runs, but never all together. So I think we need to make a decision there.
Yeah. The thing is, if we merge that, then we get like the main and periodic pipelines will be read most of the time, right?
Yeah.
And that's something we don't want to have. Even if it does work on or it actually works. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's have that chat with including Damiano, and then take into account what you said there, Fight, and see if there is a way that we can just mitigate this as well. If we've seen that all of the tests have passing, but we have a lot of periodic tests that fail anyway. So it's just if they are flaky already. But, okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on this topic? No, cool. So Wendy has listed a topic here. So Wendy is one of the LFX mentees working on Kappa for the spring term. So she's working on filling some of the gaps in the AMI publication, making that automated. So she's put up a proposal. The link is there. So if you had some time, I've reviewed it and I'm working with her. So it would be good if someone else had some time to feed back into that. But essentially what we're going to get to the point is every time there's a new Kubernetes release, we automatically build an AMI for it and it's available. And then likewise, we implement our AMI policy. So we also garbage collect older AMIs and they get deleted as the versions move on. But yeah, I want to get that fully automated. But yeah, if you have any feedback, it would be great to add that to the doc. The document will be converted to a proposal in the repo in time. But just while there's some iteration, it's still a Google Doc. On that note, we also have another LFX mentee. He's working on adding OpenTelemetry to Kappa. So hopefully we'll have OTel support in the next few months as well, which will be good. Alrighty. So that is the end of the agenda items. Does anyone have any last minute topics they want to discuss? No. Alrighty. Cool. I don't think I pressed record either, did I? Did I? Oh, I did. Brilliant. Good. Well, thanks everyone, and we'll catch up async and arrange that meeting for the answer flaky test issue, and if not, see you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks everyone.
Have a nice one.
Right.
See you.
Bye.